Snipers, you have to see what's happening in the cryptocurrency market this Friday as traditional markets are about to close and Bitcoin is still flirting between the $35,000 and $30,000 range, forming this flag. And I talked about this yesterday. When Bitcoin is taking the ladder down, we want to practice patience because that is the name of the game right now. And we know that when Bitcoin is consolidating, typically altcoins like to perform. So what I want to talk about today, while Bitcoin is inside of this range of 35,000 and 30,000, as we all know, is what altcoins are we going to start watching? Because remember, Ethereum came down below 1760 on the 26th of June when Bitcoin formed this higher low. And that was the best opportunity throughout this whole consolidation to enter Ethereum. And so are we going to see more of those altcoin opportunities garner themselves while Bitcoin is consolidating in this sideways area and range between 35,000 and 30,000? That's on the table, certainly with others' dominance being the most bullish chart in the cryptocurrency market. So as we start to cover more and more altcoins, I'm actually going to start including more of my personal favorites on my videos. Like Link today is what we'll analyze with its major key resistance and support levels. And I will slowly incorporate more and more altcoins into our videos for those tuned into the Snipers channel as we progress into this weekend, since Bitcoin is taking the ladder right now, allowing us to practice some patience, but that's garnering opportunities in the altcoin market. Notice here with Bitcoin, we're seeing Ethereum against Bitcoin showing some weakness here, looking like it's having a cup of coffee, this 100-day moving average. What happens when you're having a cup of coffee for too long is that's not the final destination. And so are we going to be seeing a little bit more downside here for Ethereum, garnering a opportunity for the Ethereum to US dollar price to get back below 1760? That's also on the table today. I want to talk about that. And then we'll also look at traditional markets. Of course, it's Friday, and the unique thing about our channel is we incorporate traditional markets into our analysis. The DXY is above 92.62. This is not what we want to see closing the day today. This is going to be a major puzzle piece. Now, if we're not going to see strength beyond the current candle high here of 92.845, we could be buying ourselves some time into this weekend. But coming into Monday, with the DXY closing above 92.62 on Friday, which is today, I don't know if that's going to be the best outlook into Monday. So I want to talk about the DXY, what I'm watching, of course, and then the S&P 500 reacting to this, showing this bearish continuation candle with a tail heading towards this monthly open at that 4,300 big even. That's a big puzzle piece for Bitcoin, as the S&P 500 certainly has a lot of correlations to Bitcoin, as we saw in March 2020. So let's talk about what's happening today. You guys are watching the Snipers channel. My name is Naeem Alabadi on a Friday. Remember to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. We want to hit 100,000 snipers on this channel. We're already at 45,000. So we look at Bitcoin. We know there's volume below 30,000. For those that have been tuned in, 35,000, 34,788 to be exact is the level we need to get to. The 50-day moving average and the monthly open showing confluence here now. So while Bitcoin is taking the ladder down, I talked about patience being the name of the game. That's exactly what I think is holding true right now. As we form this flag, notice how Bitcoin formed this low at 30,000. We had this lower low with a candle low here at 28,805. And since then, we've maintained ourselves above the market structural support areas, which is really at that $30,000 level. And so could we assume that we came above 34,788? We're seeing this flag that at some point or another is just going to trend itself above the 50-day moving average now that it's finally here. Because remember, back here in early June, the 50-day moving average was at 44,000. So the fact of the matter is, right now on July 15th, the 50-day moving average is at 34,788. That's way closer to the price action than it was when it was at 44,000. So are we going to be able to see Bitcoin float its way following the path of least resistance, which we know is sideways to a little bit higher, to just casually come above the 50-day moving average to now kind of shock people and say, okay, well, now we can start looking at a reversal? That's on the table. I'm being the umpire. I'm just giving you the scenario. And the fact is, between 35,000 and 30,000, Bitcoin's in a floating zone. And the reason it's like that is because the range is 35,000 to 26,000. So this is the range that we're playing in. This is the game field. This is the football field. This is the 100 yards. Here's the touchdown, and here's the other touchdown, right? So we have to think of it like that. This is where we're playing our game. And so we know 30,000 has volume, and for those that haven't been tuned to the Snipers channel, always have your buy limits right now below 26,000 to 20,000, because if we see the real sell side pressure come in, we'll have to see order flow into the order books to really breach this $30,000 level, because there's tons of volume here. And since there's tons of volume, it's going to have to be a fast move. We can expect some sort of support at 20,000, but there is a potential we can wick all the way down to that lower area here where we test that multi-year support level. That's always on the table because we're unfortunately under 35,000. So with that being said, with Bitcoin, we know the game plan, 35,000 and 30,000 right now. Ethereum, though, leading the pack for other altcoins. We look at what's happening here, falling below its 200-day moving average and 1980, having this cup of coffee. That means it's not the final destination. We've already tested 1760 4 times. We're going to come and test it one last time, right? You knock on a door multiple times, the likelihood of that door opening becomes a lot higher. I'm still looking at this range between 1760 and 1440 right now for Ethereum, and I'm going to wait because patience is the name of the game when the ladder is being taken. If Bitcoin can start heading towards 35,000 and we get back above 1980, that would be really positive here for Ethereum, because now our range takes us all the way to 3,500. This previous weekly open in green doesn't matter because that's going to change here into the weekend. So that's what I'm monitoring. 1760 is extremely important, and 1980. Above 1980, very bullish. Below 1980, there's a potential we can come down below 1760, right? So a lot of that will have to really rely on what Bitcoin does into the weekend. Of course, if it stays between 35,000 and 30,000, we could be seeing strength with these altcoins at any point. The Ethereum to Bitcoin chart camping out at the 100-day moving average. You having a cup of coffee here below the weekly and monthly open. Looks like it has potential to see downside, but regardless, in the macro, this is a bullish trend, right? So no matter what happens to the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, I'm cool that we're going to start looking at more altcoins, as I mentioned at the start of this video. Link here, of course, very popular altcoin, very important in the Ethereum and the smart contract ecosystem, of course, being an oracle. Right now, we're seeing very good price levels for Link. Look at this. We're at 1565. And if you would have gotten in at 1565 for the only 2 past times that we've tested it, you were only able to get in on a wick. And now we're just camping out here, right? So this price level at $15.65 for Link was a very strong entry in the past. And right now we're just camping here. So does that mean we're just going to see this come back up? That's a potential. But right now I'm monitoring this $14.45 and $12 level. If we see the downside scenario play out, just like Ethereum has that pocket, this doesn't look like a big pocket, but when we look at percentage-wise for Link, 14.5 to 12.1 is almost 20% range here. So that's the pocket I'm looking for when it comes to Link. If we get below 14.6, it looks like there's a possibility we can test towards that $12 level. I think this would be a prime entry for Link. If we see any downside, that's going to be a very, very big focus of mine as we try to determine our long-term entries and snipe the altcoins as we see what happens to Bitcoin over the next few days. Altcoin dominance still showing some strength, nothing to be worried about. We're above this 100-day moving average, still a very bullish chart. Bitcoin dominance not doing much. Traditional markets are going to be closing today. DXY above 92.62 is not what I want to see. But as long as we're not breaking this candle high, that means that we're not going to see the real volatility yet. Then I think that's fine for this weekend. We can assume a calm environment. That means that Bitcoin being between 35,000 and 30,000 this weekend is highly likely. And opening up next week, if we see this push above 92.845, that could be a concern because that could cause the elevator to be taken for Bitcoin and the traditional markets. So I want to watch that. And the S&P 500 reacting to this with this bearish price action. And you can see about to close here, this extremely bearish tail. Unless this changes, it looks very bearish. And so that's not a good sign for Bitcoin. US oil actually showing weakness as much as it's up 0.09% today. It's been on this, big downtrend here. So we want to monitor that. And so the environment is calm. It's not too bad right now for Bitcoin. I think 35 to 30,000 might be another storyline for this weekend. I know it's been pretty redundant, but that could garner opportunities for altcoins like Link. So I'm going to start incorporating those into our videos. If you want your altcoins on the video, comment below your favorite altcoin. They'll also enter you into a video giveaway here to win Principles by Ray Dalio. Just comment your favorite altcoin and like this video. Let's hit 100,000 subscribers on the Snipers channel, guys. We're almost there at 45,000. I'm going to pick a winner for this book from our last video. Vinicius Noyama de Lara says, let's see how this falling wedge plays out. Great video as always, Naeem. Cheers. Thank you so much for the kind words. And with that, I appreciate each and every one of you snipers tuned into our channel. Until next time, snipers.